So welcome to the first lecture for CS128 honors. In this lecture, we will introduce ourselves as TAs for this class. We will also review the course, the goals for the class and the class information, and we will introduce you to the sign-up information. First, a little info about myself. My name is Min. I'm a computer science major graduating in May of 25. My main interests include system programming, anything system, distributed system, operating system, etc. I'm also a soccer fan and a supporter of Chelsea Football Club. I'm also interested in history.
Okay, I'm Chuan Hao. I'm the other TA for this class. Right now I'm a junior in computer science, and for me, one of my big interests in CS is the Linux operating system. So I also run the Linux user group, so feel free to come by. And on top of that, I'm also a Star Wars fan.
So what exactly is this class? As the name suggests, we are the honors add-on for CS28. We attempt to follow the CS28 class uh, through the perspective of the Rust programming language instead of C++. And we are a fully student-run class with a large focus on the community. The community stuff happens on Discord and everything is on there. We also have a group-based final project at the end of the class, which gives you a chance to apply Rust to everything you want.
So I'm gonna talk about like who should take this course and also introduction to the Rust programming language. So we chose Rust as the programming language for this class. Well, because it is a Rust is a general purpose programming language that is like seeing increasing adoption everywhere. So as you can see here, according to the Stack Overflow developer survey, Rust has been the most loved programming language for about 8 years straight, with 80% of developers wanting to continue using it after using it before. Also, while some other reasons why you might want to take the class other than the programming language itself, if you want to learn more topics in CS, you want to be able to create an interesting personal project using Rust. And also, well, as we said lastly, that Rust is growing in popularity in the industry as a leading language, being used by a lot of places such as the Linux kernel, big companies like Cloudflare, AWS, and things like that. So I'm gonna cover how the class is kind of run and the structure. So the four major components are listed here. We have weekly lectures and homeworks, and then there will be about 3 to 4 MPs throughout the length of the class, followed by a final project. So first on the lectures will usually be recorded like this and uploaded to YouTube and shared on the Discord chat. And we'll cover topics such as the introduction to Rust, ownership and borrowing, threats and parallelism, and then towards the end we'll have a selection of special topics. For homeworks, the homeworks are usually tied to each individual lecture, and there are short assignments meant to help you get practice with the lecture content. So, as written there, usually is two per week, and the homeworks will only run for the first half of the semester, whereas the second half will largely be focused on the project. The homework themselves should not take too long. Will take about about 30 minutes to an hour to complete. On the other hand, we have MPs. MPs are slightly larger assignments that will take around 1 to 2 hours to complete on Prevalent. And so the MPs, we model them after popular algorithms and also like creating simple applications. So at the end of your MP, you, for example, have created like a simple terminal calculator or implemented like the MapReduce algorithm, which is very popular now. And lastly, we come to the final project. So the final project is like a 6 week long group project with groups of 2 to 4 people. And we grade them on like the functionality, style, the use of the Rust features that were taught in class, and also on the creativity. So this will be like the kind of biggest component of the class itself. So here is a kind of a timeline and also the grades breakdown between the different components. The weekly homeworks will kind of run and the MPs will kind of run for like the first 2/3 of the class with lectures to accompany them. And finally we have the final project which will take up like most of the last 1 to 2 months of the class. And right now, we're at the beginning, and then you can see the distribution as we move through the semester.
Right, as we said earlier, all communication related to the class will take place on Discord. And the course staff will each hold office hours for 2 hours a day, also Discord, or in person every day of the week. We might also be holding weekly group study sessions, and we are still finalizing that. More info will be available on Discord as they arrive. So how do we sign up for the class? There are two ways depending on whether you are a James Scholar. If you are a James Scholar, you need to submit your ACLA with Professor Michael Novak as a instructor. More info on the next slide. And you do not need to register for the class in self-service. I repeat that you do not need to do this as that will take up seats for non-James Scholar students. Even if you are not a James Scholar, you need to sign up for the class on self-service. The class name is CS199, the section is 128, and the CIN is 56131. And this is how the class will look like on self-service. The class name is 199, section is supplementary project for CS128, and CIN is 56131. So for SCLA signups, this is meant for only James Scholar students. Again, do not register for the class in self-service. Make sure you are currently registered for CS128, and you need to fill out the ACLA form to register for the class. You will find it on the online James Scholar portal. As to how to fill out sections of the form, for the term, the select 424. For the class, select CS128. The professor is Professor Novak. His email is mnovak1@illinois.edu. It will show up when you select for the class. And for special work just to be completed, just fill in satisfactory completion of CS199-128. And finally, we have an onboarding Google form with this link. We will also include the link in the description of this video. And that's all for today.
Thank you.